Otero-Castillo and Miguel Guevara to introduce our speakers.
Through the good and the bad, she takes care. Through the good and the bad, she loves me.
Thank you very much, Diego. Good afternoon, everybody. Is everybody having a good time? Yes? Please give yourselves a round of applause for being great. I think everybody's enjoying ourselves, and so I think everybody's having fun. Good afternoon to everybody here today, celebrating our Kids Moving Up Day. It's actually really great to see all the families' excitement and all the kids' joy to perform for us this afternoon. I'm supposed to be speaking about our experience at LIP and how our son has grown through the years. But I think the best testament of how far our son has grown with LIP's help is that he's actually an active participant today. So you probably didn't notice, but he was dancing towards the very side over there. And I actually understood what he was saying when he was introducing me earlier. So that's a pretty big deal. To understand that a little bit better, I'd like to tell you 3 things about Diego for context. The first is that Diego is an active boy. He loves to swim, to run around, to play. He adores slides, roller coasters, and he likes to ride planes, trains, and automobiles. The second is that Diego is a very sweet boy. He has an infectious laugh, if you're actually privileged enough to hear it. And if I ask for a kiss, for 1 kiss, he'll actually give me 3. And he actually loves to cuddle with his dad when they're going to sleep. And the third thing that I'd like to say about Diego is that when he was about 2 years old, he was diagnosed with autism. Of the 3 things that I mentioned, the last one is really the least significant about who he is, but it is also what makes things most challenging for all of us and for him. Before diagnosis, Diego was already enrolled in LIP's toddler class. At our first PTC, Teacher Queenie asked very delicately if we had ever considered bringing Diego to a developmental pediatrician. I could really feel her concern and her compassion. At that time, I already had an inkling, but it actually helped for her to speak to me about it, because then I knew that at least I wasn't imagining anything. Later, when the diagnosis became official, Diego's pet teachers, of which I think in LIP he had maybe 3 or 4, they took great care in finding out what our goals were for him. He was about to start therapy, and all we wanted for him in LIP was to get socialized, was to get used to playing with other kids and being with other kids. Later, it was actually Teacher Michelle, who I haven't seen yet, so I can't acknowledge her, but it was Teacher Michelle who insisted that we actually expand Diego's goals into the academics. She said she wanted him to be ready to go to grade school. They said that they could see that he could do it. From then on, we actually saw great strides in his progress. Those chicken scratches, resolved to become his handwriting, and we could see that he was actually writing his name. We understood that his counting up to 50 and more. He could read 5-letter words, and he could follow instructions and even wait his turn. What was even more remarkable for us was that he had some classmates who were actually connecting with him and who would actually take care of it. We found that really amazing. Where there was uncertainty in the beginning, hope was suddenly forming for us. This was a kind of partnership that LIP was giving us to help Diego become bigger than his autism. Today marks Diego's last official day in LIP. It is a bittersweet moment for my husband Leo, Yaya Au, Ate Angela, and I. But we leave with a little bit more confidence than when we came in, because of your contribution. And when we say your contribution, I mean all of you. The teachers, the teacher aides, Kuya Melvin, Kuya Elmer, Miss Jewel, all of you, including you parents, and even your kids. Because whether or not your kids were actually in class with Diego, whether or not you actually had direct contact with Diego, the mere fact that you welcomed him, that you smiled at him, and that your kids were kind to him. You were really all part of his growth. What we experienced in this community really is priceless. So it is with great joy and with great humility that I say that we got here today, that Diego is going to grade 1 because of all of you. So thank you very much. All of your contributions through the years, and it's been 5 years in LIP. We leave with a really heavy heart, but at least we know that moving forward, you know that in our hearts, you will be forever part of our Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
Moment, she was always there. They say